day 4 of sick week, day 3 of competition, and it doesn't feel like day 555. It's pretty good. And
but we do have to thank Luke for the drive day, because that would have been miserable getting
yeah, that's my first drive day that I've ever done. So that was kind of interesting. I actually like it. I think we should keep on doing that. It's kind of nice. And
so do we.
Yeah, it kind of spreads things out. It's nicer.
Things instead of like 2
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning. Where are we at?
Yeah. So all has been just fantastically good. She's doing a great job. I think we'll get her.
You're doing a great job too, babe.
I think we'll get it into the. We'll get into the 6s today. Should, as long as it gets down track, and then we're just going as fast as she wants to go. So the car can go a lot faster. Both go a lot faster. It's actually a little bit hard to get it to go. It was a little hard to get it to go slower because everything in it is set up to go much faster. So oddly enough, it is a little hard to get it to go slower. But that's all right. We're figuring it all out, and I'm learning on the radial stuff. And so yeah, it's pretty cool. Should have gone radials a long time ago. Well, they'll make all the big tire guys mad, but I admit it. I was wrong. How about that? Yep. So anyways, what else you want to know?
Kevin built the car, right?
Yep. So KSR built the car. Deal Brothers finished everything all up. And then we went and tested in October. So we did our first test in October. And 3 passes, nearly crashed the car. If you have that clip, that'd be a good place to put it in.
Was that oil?
Kyle was driving it for the very first pass, so I didn't want her to drive it for the very first pass. The very first pass on the car. So I let Kyle drive it. He had an oil tank problem, and it dumped all the oil in front of the tire and put the car right at the wall on the first pass, heading sideways down the track, parachutes out. Kyle didn't hit the wall, so that was great. So that was our first experience with the car all together. And then we fixed that. And then that same day, then she made a couple test licks in it, just a little 1/8 mile stuff, and said, "Oh, this is easier than I thought, right? Easier than you thought." And then we didn't drive it until we showed up here. We've never had any street miles on it, never hooked up the trailer to it, didn't do anything to it until we got here, just like typical deal. And so the drive's been very nice. We had a little water leak in the radiator last night, fixed that. And
minor new car build stuff.
Popped one fuse. Yeah. And that's about it. So we're just working on having the better half go work a better half.
Work the second half of the drive?
Work the second? Nah, well, yeah, second half, yeah. So, anyways, but she went 200 mile an hour, 702, 202, and today we'll probably, I'd actually like to go 680 today. High 680 something, but I'd be happy with 690. She'll probably be happy with 690.
6 anything.
Yeah. So but it's a good, going to Bradenton here, when it's not raining, this will be this is the perfect track to go fast at. And so we should be able to do that, Lord willing.
All right, it is day 4. We are at Bradenton Motorsports Park. Now, it's only day 3 of racing. Yesterday was an epic drive day. You didn't see that video? Go back and watch the video, because checkpoint's awesome, burnouts, trailer burnouts, all kinds of cool stuff that Ricky always catches. But today, we had rain this morning, so they're working on drying the track out and trying to get it ready for racing. It's a little cooler than it was supposed to be, but track's cleaning up nicely. And Ricky's going to go interview everybody in the pits that's in quarantine so they can give an update on how their drive day went and how their week's going so far. Another epic day. It's Florida. It may only be 60 degrees, but you know what? It's probably 10 degrees in Michigan, so I'll take it any day. So now on to the action.
We're sitting here in Bradenton without a car. We was doing some fix with the front end yesterday at SGMP. We missed the second run. It was a good thing now. We missed the second run because early in the morning, we went out on the transport, felt good. We fueled up, went for 20 minutes, and the oil pressure like creeping down to a level I wasn't wanting to run anymore. So it was just pulling over a gas station, took the filter apart, found some metal shavings in it, and asked Keith if we can get some parts to fix it, if it was bearings, so we didn't know what the fault was. But we pulled the pan and found studs, nuts, washers from the main bolts in the pan. And it's cracked. Number 2, 3, and 4 main caps. They are cracked in the block. So yeah, it was a good thing we didn't do a second run. If we had done that, probably the crank or pistons was on the grandstands. So everything is. We didn't even have a small amount of oil outside. It was just contained in the engine. It ran. It sounded well. But we lost a bit of oil pressure, and that was the big cracks. So it's headed up to Harwell Engine Dyno again. They're going to source the best billet block we can find with water jackets and put it together again with the parts that we can reuse. And hopefully we can go to do some testing again, and maybe drag week, maybe we go sick week. Depends a little bit how fast we can get the engine together again. But we want to, we was on a streak. We want to go and race again. So hopefully we can do high fives, but we will see that when we have a new engine.
My name is Trevor Brandon. I'm from Northern Alberta, Canada. I've had this GTR for almost 16 years. Originally started out completely stock. I did bolt-on, I did all the levels. Sissio just tuned it and built the motor for it last year. And it's 1811 horsepower and 1293 torque at the wheels. I ran a 770 on the first day. I did a safe pass yesterday in 8.1. Hoping to be back in the 7s, like mid 7s today and the next tracks from here on out. I had a little of a transmission issue the first day and testing. I've done over 200,000 miles in this car. Me and my wife did rallies with it. I've done road course racing with it. It's been to the redwood forest and the trees. It's also been to like El Paso, Texas. Just air blower for the dryness out here. And then, yeah, the last 2 years I jumped into the 7-second world with the car. The car is 3860. I took it across the scales on the first day. So the car's still a heavy car. I have power windows, power locks, AC, heater, cruise control still. All the amenities the car came with stock, and I even added a backup camera on it. I pull about a 2,300 pound trailer behind the car to go from track to track. I'm certified to 750 in the car, and I'm licensed to 750. For this event, they actually have a class that I don't have to compete against all the V8 guys. So they have the Street Freaks class. So it's any oddball engines except diesel can be V8. It's only because the diesel's considered oddball. So I'm in the Street Freaks class. 2 years ago at 6 Summer, I set the record in the class at 8:32. This year I came down because Cooper called me out and he won the class last year. So I was hoping to race him since he called me out. And he either had problems or couldn't make it. Right now I'm leading the class by Wyatt broke yesterday, which sucks. Awesome diesel. He ran a 7 yesterday in a heavy diesel. So my next competitor is a full second and a half back. So now it's just to run the 7s every day and finish the week strong. Still got to finish though.
Dave Armentrout, Charleston, West Virginia. 67 Chevy 2 with a PAR 540 twin turbo Precisions. Running 670s at 212 this week. I've had this car, been racing this car for about 8 years now. It started off with an LS. And after we broke it, we switched it to this big block Chevy, and we haven't broke anything yet. So, yeah, the attrition, you got to have something that's going to survive, that's built and more durable. And the LS just wasn't there for us. So, we're running unlimited iron. We're sitting number 1, and we've run 2 671s at 212, back to back.
That's really booking.
Yep, pretty good for us. Personal best, so it cruises fine. I think the highest engine temp we've seen so far is like a 168. The transmission's right around 118, and the oil temperature's right around 150, 155. So everything's really, really happy. I want to run another 670 today, another 670 tomorrow, and just maybe get a 670 or so Saturday, and then come back around and really turn it up.
Nick Reinhardt, Oshkosh, Wisconsin. We got a 1967 Chevy Nova. He has a 540 cubic inch big block Chevy with twin 88 millimeter turbos, turbo 400 M&M transmission, Mark Williams floater rear end, and Mark Williams brakes all over this car. Car's been a best of 680 at 208 already, and just out here running the Pro Street category and having a good time. Basically, it's a stock front end style car. It has a bolt-on front clip, back half rear car with a parallel 4-link. So like your traditional style Pro Street car. So we did have some valve train reliability issues and some piston problems that we have sorted through. The last time we had the car out was at Drag Week. We did win the Pro Street class at Drag Week. But we have since taken the engine apart and resorted a bunch of things out, and we have I think our valve train problems sorted out now. We're halfway through the trip, and hey, we haven't had the intake manifold off once yet, and the valve springs and the push rods and everything are holding up real good. The T&D steel rockers are just doing their job and making it happen.
So that run the other day, side by side with Alan, that was your PB?
Yes. Yes,
that was a hell of a run. That was a hell of a drag race.
Yeah, it was a good race. It was so fun. Had a nice talk with Alan after that, and he said he wished he had his GoPro in the car so he could have got a picture of that. He says it was just beautiful watching the 2 parachutes come out. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. We're gonna kind of stay with the same tune-up and try to just stay consistent and just kind of repeat what we've been doing, because we have enough to win. We're not really leaning on this thing yet at all. So there's a lot more in this car that we haven't even tapped yet. So so we're just looking forward to stay consistent and doing what we can do.
All right, the giveaway car, 1991 GMC Syclone. This thing is epic. If you haven't seen the video where I kind of go through the history of these things, go back and watch that, because this is a time capsule. Low miles, all original. The amount of people that stop and actually know what it is, that surprises me, because I feel like most people, you'd have to be my age to really know what it is, but actually so many people know what it is, and it's just the finest example. It's perfect. Every dollar you spend, SicTheMag.com, get you an entry for it. So go grab the stuff, and hey, maybe this will be sitting in your driveway here in another month.
Hey, Letitia Hughes here, Letitia Hughes Racing from Bowling Green, Kentucky, home of Beachman Raceway. But yeah, so we're out here at Sick Week 2026. I was here in 2024, but I had a Whipple set up on it. We're in the 6th Street race class, placed 3rd with an 857 average for the week. So super cool. A lot of big changes since then. We have swapped over to twin turbos. We're running HPT 6870s, still running TKM engine. WIT and Precision TH400, but the big difference is like 10, 12 days ago, we sent the car to the chassis shop to do a solid axle conversion. So we have swapped it from an IRS to a 4-link. So yes, super excited about that. So the biggest challenge that we've had is just trying to kind of, figure out the suspension, get it down the track. We're trying to go A to B. So right now we're kind of leaving a little soft, not trying to stress anything, and just pouring the power to it out the back. So I think I'm sitting number 3 in modified with like a 755 average at 186 for an average. So I dropped the chutes early on day 2. Not really sure why, but driver error, dropped the chutes. end up with a 758. But yeah, we're just gonna rock and roll for the rest of the week, stay in that 750, 740 range and survive the week. That's the biggest thing. We were fully convinced that we had a dead cylinder. Actually, injector number 3, we drive the car on direct injection, we race it on port injection. We had port injection for the street, but it doesn't kick in until it sees, a little bit more throttle. But, leaving South Georgia Motorsports Park, we pulled over at the first gas station we could find, was fully convinced we had a dead cylinder. Like I said, that injector was stuck. It wasn't firing all the way. We limped it all the way to Thomasville, about 35, 40 mile an hour. It did not sound good when we got there. We were definitely feeling like, we probably toasted this motor at some point this week. It does have a lot of passes on it. So, at this point, it's kind of one of those, we're kind of winging it. Have a new motor already ordered, but thankfully we got a guy to drive us some injectors over. He had a set, we found those. Somebody gave us a shop to use a bay just so Rick could work on the car, tear it apart, get the injector swapped. So plug change, injectors, and swapped an O2 sensor because we found one of those, and we made the drive yesterday. We left Thomasville at 1 o'clock yesterday. It was about 7.5 hours to get to Bradenton. So car's running good, no concerns at all.
Jason Tabscott. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. 70 Camaro here. We run a naturally aspirated small block. So I pretty much hate my money and hate life. Because I need to make a better decision to do turbo and fuel injection. Be a lot quicker, a lot easier. But we've been doing drag and drive stuff since 2015, and we took a hiatus last year because we hurt the engine. It took us a little while to get things back together. So we missed last sick week, but we're back now. At drag week, we went a little slower than we wanted, but we're figuring things out. And then on the way, getting ready to come here, we had a bunch of delivery problems because we had Snowmageddon come through Indianapolis and shut us down. So a bunch of things showed up really late, and we didn't get this thing running until Friday night. Put it on the trailer, hauled down here with hopes and prayers, and so far she's running really well. Set a new personal best, went 839 to 162, and we're first in our class. So not a bad deal for throwing it together Friday night before you drive down here. The road drives for naturally aspirated stuff's pretty rough because we all have really high compression and then huge cams. Everything's just ridiculous trying to make power. And then you got to try to manage how to drive on pump fuel or race fuel. And then for us, we're having valve spring problems this time. I don't know exactly why, because we didn't break any valve springs at drag week, but now we're breaking valve springs. We broke 2 of them so far in 3 days on the street. So things like that happen with the naturally aspirated. You really got to get after it if you want to be competitive in the class. So you got 900 1-inch lift type cams, 15, 16 to 1 compression. So it's really rough to drive on the street. Then your gearing has got to be right for the naturally aspirated part, and it doesn't really jive. Like we're 430 or a 457 gear. We got like an 8,000 stall converter. So all that stuff does not work out the best for street driving, but we manage. With the right parts and the right people behind you, it works out. The big thing is get to the end of the week, and at the end of the week, if she's still holding together, we're gonna do some more fun stuff to it and see if we can't pop some 820s off instead of the 830s. That's the goal anyway.
My name's Jim Treadle from Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. This is 1967 Pontiac Firebird, twin turbo LSX, turbo 400, gear bender, 9-inch rear. We used to drag race in the 90s. My wife and I did NMCA, Pro Nostalgia. We heads up race. We really enjoyed that. Kind of took a 20-year hiatus to raise a family and get some stuff paid off, and COVID happened and started watching YouTube videos and fell in love with the drag and drive stuff and decided to build a car. I think we built the car in a little over a year. And yeah, so it debuted 3 years ago at Sick Week. Didn't quite make it, made it to day 3. First pass on the car, I think we went like an 8, low 8. Third pass we went a 7. And it's been as fast as 753. You can go faster, but it's limited on the cage cert. So it's kind of in that limbo of, holding it back this week, especially with the air that we've had. it's been it's kind of been a challenge. So it has finished several drag and drives. It's won Hot Rod Drag Week in its class before, a Super Street class. It actually holds the all-time Hot Rod Super Street Big Block Power Adder record for the week. So the 770 average for the week. So we're running in the heavy metal class this week. The car weighs 3,655 pounds roughly at after the pass. So it's kind of in a tough spot because the Super Street cars, a lot of them are 400 or 500 pounds lighter than me. That's the class I built it for. And at the time when I built the car, it would have been highly competitive, but just like anything, it's stuff, everybody jumped on the bandwagon, and I think some were smarter than I and built 25.2s and 25.3 chassis instead of a 25.5. So I kind of screwed myself there. But so heavy metal's a nice class for us. We are third. I think we're 2 numbers out of second. So we're real tight with the second place car. Both of us are limited to 750. Yeah. I think we're both right around, I think he has a 760 average, and I think we have a 762 average or something in that neighborhood. So it's going to be fun. We're going to see if we can't get ahead of him today. So, yeah.
All right, so on the drive yesterday, we were driving down the road and back window blew out and shattered everywhere. So we stopped yesterday and when we got here yesterday, someone came out and put a new window in for us after chasing it all around. So if you got any stickers for a girl at Toro, there's a blank slate in the back window, ready to rock.
So do you even know what caused it? Was it just inserted badly?
I think it just had bad glue on it. It's an older window. It's been in for a while, so it is what it is.
And how did you chase around for the exact window you needed?
Marketplace. Yeah, the glass guy actually found one for a hatch, and it was the wrong one because he didn't know it was a coupe. And so he had to go get another one in Orlando from a buddy of Brett's. So we're good though, back in business. If we get to run today, we're gonna try to go 50. So that's our goal. We gotta step it up a little bit if we're gonna stay in the lead after seeing Tanner's 57 yesterday, or on South Georgia.
He laid it down.
He laid it down. It's all right. Team motion to the front.
My name's Tanner Stover. I have my 1968 Chevelle here, competing in Roddy Radial. We're currently sitting 3rd place behind my buddy Blaine and Brett, and Kevin from KSR is in 2nd. So we set a record the other day at SGMP. We went 457 at 162. We're looking to just continue that and hopefully better it throughout the week. We're on a little bit of a weather delay right now, so I think it looks like it's going to clear up, so we'll get the car turned around here pretty soon and hopefully make a nice pass. Like I said, 1968 Chevelle. It's got a twin turbo 427 LS base motor. Ace Racing Engines helped me build this. It's got a set of Garrett G45 76 millimeter turbos. That's all going through a Turbo 400. And got TBM brakes all around the car. Neil Chance converter. I work for TBM, so there's a whole pretty much Motion Raceworks catalog is all throughout the car. You can see it. Yeah, it's very specifically built for drag and drive. So it's a heavy car, but it's a good cruiser. It's really good for driving on the street. You know, we got 2 separate fuel systems in it. One that we race on, the methanol, and then pump gas setup. So yeah, overall, it's like I said, we really kind of, about 2 years ago, we took a step back and sort of decided, you know, let's focus on kind of one thing rather than trying to do all these different races, which was always fun. But I think that with that record that we put out the other day, it just kind of shows when you really hone in on something, it's a lot easier to get the results that you want.
How did it feel? Did it feel like a record when you
were in the car? Yeah. So one thing, when we saw that video, there's that one from like the 330 that Mike Preka actually took. And you could see this car, normally it always kind of picks the front left tire up. And I can tell that the front end's light when that's happening. But the front end felt really light on that pass. I'm like, I'm pretty sure both tires are up. Then we saw the video, and obviously they were. So I definitely knew it was on the pass. Yeah, It's unfortunate that we weren't able to perform how we wanted on day one. We were just chasing some little things, actually a mistake that we made, but you know, that's part of racing, that's part of drag and drive, and luckily we're still here, we're still in it, and we're definitely going to give it our all the rest of the week. It's not too early to call it quits, so, and we're not too far behind. All it takes is one of the 1 and 2 guys to, you know, have a bad pass or something. And of course, I don't wish that on them. I'm just saying we're definitely not out of the running for trying to take the win here.
I'm Kevin Smith with KSR Performance and Fabrication, and this is our car, Soccer Mom, our 1978 Camaro that a few of us worked together on and kind of own the thing. You know, it's originally owned by Kimber Jones. He's had the car for 20 plus years, and it was parked, so we decided to build a race car out of it with Will Stevenson, old outlaw drag radio racer, and myself. And you know, we're one of the few people that have done every single Sick Week, and we plan to do every single one in the future. You know, barring some kind of major catastrophe or they stop doing the event, we're going to do them all. At least all the Sick Weeks. I want to do some of the other ones too, but we just haven't had that line up with our schedules yet. But anyway, this is our first year in Rowdy Radial, so we're on the little 26 by 8.5 inch little tiny tire. We saw the results from last year, a high 480 average won it. We're like, we think we can do that because we're out chassied for the higher classes. Like the car's only got a 25.5 chassis in it, so it's only legal to go 750. And the classes we were in were all getting much quicker than 750. And that's no fun showing up when you know you have no chance to win at all. So we switched over to Rowdy Radial, thought we could run 480s, went 470s on the first test day with the car down here at Bradenton. We went a 472 with a Christmas tree strapped on the back at the Christmas tree race a month ago. And then we keep chipping away at it, thought we'd be able to ride there and, you know, kind of be leading. Well, and then El Toro stepped their game up, and Tanner in the Chevelle stepped his game up, and Tanner's got the record with a 57. El Toro's 4 thousandths ahead of me right now. They've got a 465 with a 4 average over the last 2 days, and I've got a 465 with an 8 average over the last couple of days. Went a 461 to end our day 2 days ago in South Georgia. Kind of nibbled the head gasket a little bit, so we put a head gasket in it. Didn't like what we saw with like our temperatures, and we were losing coolant pressure still because we had a leak because of the head being warped a little bit. So we popped over to Ace Race Engines. We popped over to Ace Racing Engines. I'm gonna get that right. I've messed that up a few times, but popped over there. Stefan took care of us, decked the head. It was only like about 1/1000 and a half where it kind of bowed the head a little bit between the head bolts. So here we are. The 461, I was going for the record because I saw what Tanner did. He went to 57, and I thought I could do it. And it nibbled the traction control twice before 60 foot, kind of knocked it, you know, slowed it down a little bit, and it would have been real close. Like I think it would have probably been a 58 or 59 if it hadn't hit the traction control, but we were sending it. But after hurting the head gasket, I want to back it down a little bit just to make sure I don't have to do this again, or at least attempt to not have to pull the heads off of it again. But the track today, I think, is going to be not as good because it's cold. There's no sun on the track. So we loaded up some extra weight in the trunk, so that's going to slow the car down. Plus, I'm not running as much boost. But if I can go 464, 467, I've got a couple of tune-ups that ran that before. If I can do that, first run, we're done. We're not going to keep beating it like we did at South Georgia. We'll get to Orlando, make our Orlando run, get back to Gainesville, and if it's alive at Gainesville still, all the weight's coming out. The radiator's coming out, the fuel tank's coming out, the street fuel tank's coming out, the passenger seat, the belts, and we'll do what we got to do to see if we can try to win the thing, but we need to make it to Gainesville first. And so that's kind of our plan for this year so far. Hopefully we can make it work because, I mean, all the guys in the class with us are buddies, so, you know, it's fun and we're having a good time with it, but of course we all want to win. So I don't have an orange helmet yet. You know, I think Brett's got one for every day of the week, so he doesn't need any more. So I need one. So maybe I should go tie his shoelaces together or something so he forgets he's got to deal with that instead of tuning or something, I don't know. But anyways, we appreciate all the Sick Week crew that's putting on this event. Like, they get better every year, and yes, we all know it's extremely hard to get into them, but come do Sick Ward. If you can't do the actual racing side of things, you can't get in there, you can always come do Sick Ward. It's awesome. My dad is actually driving around in Sick Ward somewhere. I know he just got here. Like, they stay at we all got a house together, like a Verbo, but then, you know, he goes cruising around, does all the checkpoints, has a good time, and then shows up at the track. We hang out. You know, it's fun. So come be a part of it with us.
All right, we got a little gusty wind. The track dried out, rain went away, sun came out. Everything's beautiful except the wind. So starting out with the DYO classes, some of the slower classes, and seeing if this wind will calm down a little bit so that we have a chance to get some of the faster cars down the track. But hey, right now the C&Ds are loving it because they're going to make multiple passes and getting to go down there while we wait. And hey, we'll see where we go from here. But it's another beautiful day. Florida, baby, we're live.
Holy cow! At 118. That is Kevin Petit, 1027 at 133 for Hoskinson. Tico's 1530. So therefore, we had a little bit of catch-up work to do on time clip, so we apologize for that. Cleaning all the points out real good on that. And he will go 1247 at only 81 miles an hour, right inside.
So today is wrapping up. They're doing an all run with C&D. We did complete some groups like Dial Your Own, got a full run in. Bullseye got a full run in. But the fast cars, the A and Bs, the cars with parachutes, there's such a nasty crosswind. It's a shame because literally rain broke, stands are packed, and there's just too much crosswind for the parachute. So out of safety concern, we can't run the A and B cars. But C and D got plenty of runs today, and what will happen is if your group did not get a run, so I think just DYO and Bullseye got their run, so they will still do a 5-day average. The other classes will all go to a 4-day average. So today won't count for them or against them, and it'll be a 4-day average. We'll pick everything up in Orlando. Now, update on my stuff. So we had cylinder head, the other cylinder head, hurt that at South Georgia. We had another cylinder head available to us to go get. We also got pistons, rings, and everything overnighted to us. But the problem is we don't have any more connecting rods. Tried to get rods before, and we squished the bearings in the connecting rods multiple times, and we really got to change the rods. Otherwise, we're going to kick a rod out. So out of safety of hurting the engine, putting oiling down the track and everything, we can't put the car together with the old connecting rods that we have that literally are just meant to be used spares that we use for a run or two, not to try and go 3 more days of racing with. So it's a shame, but I mean, it's racing. I mean, that's literally what happens. I mean, and it sucks because we were probably the most prepared as ever. I mean, the car was definitely dialed in. We were running 380s, no problem. We were coasting to 580s. Like, I mean, it definitely ready to go. But I mean, it just shows that, I mean, you got to be able to live and make it through the week to be able to do it. And to, I guess, pour salt on the wound is literally we went and picked everything up yesterday. We got it to Tampa, put it away. G Money was sitting there. We hopped in G Money, said we'll drive that the rest of the week. We got about 3/4 of the way to the hotel, and we dropped off one car. We picked up another car. This is our upgrade, G Money. But
G Money in the hell.
She was running good, nice and smooth, and then a little clunking, and then the clunking kind of went away, but the clunking had to come from something.
I should have started high.
So our second ride didn't last very long either, and broke a push rod, broke a rocker arm. We don't know where the other half of the push rod is, so we are going to kill the one cylinder, tie up the lifter, drive it back to Tampa where it was.
Tom keeps breaking stuff.
And put it away and say, well, we tried to bring a second vehicle and we broke that too. We had more rockers, no more push rods for it. It was 1 o'clock in the morning by the time we did all this. Literally, we tied up the lifters. We drove it back to Tampa on 7 cylinders, put away, and said, hey, count it as a win that I don't want to break anything else this week. So therefore, we're along, riding in the Demon and hanging out for the week. But man, like tomorrow, because that 4-day average, that really hurts when somebody has a deficit. It's hard enough to make up any type of deficit with a 5-day average. It's even harder with a 4-day average. So there's a lot of people that South Georgia, maybe they didn't get the run that they wanted. There were some record runs happen on the first day, but then the second day they fell off. That's a lot to make up. But it's also great racing action. So catch us tomorrow with everything, and hey, we'll get after it.
up this big block, and I have the cam sync in it, and I had no clue how to set that up. And I watched your video.
Were you more confused?
I was more confused. It didn't fucking work. I had to call this fucking guy to come fucking set it up. He didn't even know either, so it wasn't.
So did you just rewatch my video and then figure it out?
Yeah.
We usually it takes one of those like, what did he say? Huh? What was it?
Because you went back and forth because.
Talking about Ford and Chevrolet.
Yeah, there's
something.
Backwards. Yeah, so I was a little confused, but yeah, we figured it out.
But then I came in and saved the day, you know.
Yeah, he just got done saying you didn't know shit. He just said it. He just said you didn't know shit.
It's running, isn't it?
It's
sort of.
Was that one of those rare occasions where you saved the day and didn't ruin it?
Yes, exactly.
Well, first he ruined it. Yeah. It's easy to save the day if you ruin it first. You know what I mean? Like, you know. If you're
No,
just
but
messing
I've been watching a lot of your videos because I know nothing about it. I want to see it.
Hopefully they're useful. Hopefully it teaches you something. You know what I mean? So, that's good to hear. You're still here. You know what I mean? So that's not done too bad, you know?
Stop one.
Hey, buddy. Woohoo! So awesome, dude.
Pulling the intake manifold off of it because it's pissing oil into the rear line back here in the cylinder. So we have to get the intake manifold off. I'm pretty sure the O-rings on the bottom of the intake are leaking. That's her, ain't it?
I don't know, to be honest.
That's a lot. Do you think? Or no?
I don't know.
It's not very proud. Looks like there's a ton of oil right here. So it's all on the inside of this O-ring where it don't belong. But
it takes full
that takes full oil.
Yeah, the back's really bad.
This one's kind of dry. I mean, if it's sucking the oil in though,
Right, you're just seeing
it's fucking dancing in there.
Right.
That's a fuel tanker. He's probably in the lane.
How you going? You second in heavy metal right now?
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Trying to get it.
What kind of numbers are we talking?
We went 752. Fastest we go 750. So we're just gonna try and get 750 every day from here on out.
Well, you got Alan in front of you. So.
Yeah, we're not catching him. No chance.
And who's in third? The Pontiac.
Yep, the green Pontiac.
Oof. He'll be stiff competition
Yeah,
for you.
we're a couple numbers apart and that's it.
Wow. How's the drive tonight?
Drive's good. Real good.